Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, welcome to Pod Tiki. My name is Tony, but you know that because you clicked on the button for the episode. This, my friends, is Inside the Mug. Ooh, I'm choking on my own spit right there. Inside the Mug, the show that takes you inside the mug of Pod Tiki to go behind the scenes and dive deep and see what's at the bottom of that glass. Last episode was the Christmas episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that little Christmas traditions type thing. The holiday season is always kind of hectic. It's always hard for me to find a drink to do that season. I was traveling a lot this year, Illinois, New York, and then Florida. Just all different times. Didn't really have not only the time and the mental space, but the time to sit down and write it and test the drinks. Nor did I have the extra money to spend on a bunch of extra rum because I was partying my ass off across the East Coast. But I thought it would be fun to sit down with Faith and myself and kind of go over some of these funky Christmas traditions from around the Caribbean. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, let me know some Christmas ideas for next year because I always find it hard to come up with something to do around the holidays. Notice I'm wearing my Jaguars hat tonight. By the time this comes out, the game will be over. But tonight, the Jags are playing the Titans right here in Nashville. But I am a Jags fan, so I'm going to be rooting against the home team for this one time because my team is playing. Hope they pull through tonight. I hope when future generations watch this video on YouTube or wherever they're streaming LaserVision in the future, that I don't seem like a fool. But I am going to root for my Jags tonight. Yeah, I don't know what was the weirdest tradition that I thought. It all seemed pretty self-explanatory. It seemed like it was pretty obvious stuff, especially because, like the house cleaning in the first of the year. That makes sense because it's warm all year round down there. Some of the weird traditions, like the different cakes and rum cakes and things like that. It all seemed pretty, like what I expected. I've never spent Christmas in the Caribbean. I have, of course, spent Christmas in Florida a lot, and the tropics are one of my favorite places to spend Christmas. I always thought it didn't feel like Christmas when I was living there, but once I moved away and I spent a couple of years, spent 10 years in Nashville, getting cold at Christmas time, feeling more like Christmas time, getting to put the peak coat and the hat on and kind of feel like it's wintertime. I realize now how much I long for the Caribbean Christmas, the tropical Christmas, lights strung up in palm trees and sitting out in the back porch on the lanai for having some rum or some Jack Daniels or some eggnog with my old man, smoking a cigar, watching the palm trees sway in the winter breeze, and then as soon as I get back to Nashville, I'm reminded of how cold and gray the winter is going to be for the next 2.5 months. But that is too much negativity for a Christmas time show. Christmas is over now. The holidays are behind us. In fact, I'm recording this the day before the Feast of the Epiphany, which in Catholicism is the actual end of Christmas. So all those people out there, you got any religious people telling you to take your tree down the week after Christmas, you tell them, we might not be a practicing at what you preach over there. Because the actual 12 days of Christmas goes to the Epiphany of the Lord, which is the second week, the week after New Year's Eve. So, anyway, not to get too religious, but I like to keep my Christmas stuff up a little bit longer. You can see we didn't really have that much up this year because we were doing so much traveling. We really didn't have that much out. Usually I go all out. I'll pick that back up next year. But this is not just a say goodbye to the holidays. This, like everybody else this time of year, I'm going to do my annual end of the year. Oh, there's not really an award show. There's nothing. I'm just going to go back and look back. We're going to look back on what's ahead, talk a little bit about what we did this past year on Pod Tiki. And at the end of it, I'm going to pick out my favorite. I'm going to pick out the Pod Tiki drink of the year based on the drinks that we covered this year. My favorite out of the bunch. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to pick out which one I think was the best out of all the ones I tried this year. But let's take a look, huh? Let's see what we did this year. Let's look on the old top of laps. let's see, we started out in January doing, well, the January episode was one of these that I did on the podcast. It was the looking back on what's ahead 2022. Sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. Maybe I was super busy. I tried not to do like filler episodes like that, especially since they only come out once a month. But I'm really, really, really trying to get more episodes out, more content out per month in the future, in this year. I like to supplement the episodes with interviews, but I think now that the world opened back up, getting people on Zoom to do interviews from across the country is just, nobody wants to do it anymore. So if you know anybody in the tiki world that wants to talk, I'm looking to book. It's the people that I do know will have some return guests in the future. If you're wondering what's going on here, it's not an omen. I'm just doing dry January, and this is a espresso. It's actually an espresso blend, but made it in a mocha pot that we got down in Little Italy, where my wife learned how to make it from an old Italian man. So it's got to be good, right? But yeah, where was I? Oh, and don't worry, just because I'm doing dry January doesn't mean that we're going to skip another episode. There will be a drink episode coming out for this month. I've given myself one day in the middle of the month to do all the tasting, to make the recipes and taste them. So, and then I'm going to go back on dry January. So it'll be dry January minus 1 day. I'll tack a day onto the end. How about that? Let me see. February, we jumped in strong with the tiki. We did the Navy Grog. Navy Grog was so cool, and I think what sparked this episode was because I went to the Suffering Bastard over that Christmas break down in Sanford, Florida, and that is one of my favorite tiki bars of all time. In fact, I missed it this year because we went the day after Christmas and they weren't opened yet. I did get to go to another bar down there. If you follow my Instagram, you've seen that, but I'll get to that in a second. The Navy Grog was such a good drink, so classic, and the story behind it is so great that I've been making them all year round. So really good drink. I continue to make it all the time. I love making the ice cones. They're easy to make. That's what I love too. Is this is a cocktail that's easy to make. The garnish is easy to make, but it's very, very tiki-fied. So it's not like one of these things where you have to go find a bunch of spend a bunch of money on a bunch of extra ingredients if you can find them. So, and also you don't need a weird mold or some kind of crazy sculpture to make your ice. Your ice garnish. You get a wine glass or a champagne glass. You pack it full of snow ice. You empty it out. Bam, you got an ice cone. All right. Next up was the island of Martinique. This was a very special episode for me because I got very 1980s after school special there. This is a very special episode. Now I've been waiting to do this one because this is one of my all-time favorite drinks, tiki or beyond. I love this cocktail. I love the way that the rum agricole and the honey and the lime and the falernum, they all just kind of mix together in such a way that there's something very special about that blend. Honey and agricole just were made to go together. I don't know, since I've made this drink and I've been drinking this drink since way before the podcast even started. I love this drink, but since I learned about it and practiced with it more, I've been really using that agricole honey mix and a lot of different things, and really upping my honey syrup game too, using different honeys, stronger honeys. I like a real strong honey flavor, so I like to get something with maybe even cut back on the water a little bit, make it when I make my syrup. Next up, we did the Port-au-Prince. Port-au-Prince was a good drink. I remember when I did that episode. I remember the tasting for that because I did it. That was April. I remember drinking that for the first time back in February of that year. We had a snowstorm and I was locked in for a week. Called off. We were out of work and everything. So, and I made that drink with the Clarin that I had. And even though I talk about it in this episode how I'm not really a big fan of Clarin, I like to have a bottle on hand when I can because it's a unique spirit for mixing, and I do have a craving for that flavor, that smokiness, like once in a while. And nothing really satisfies that when you want it, like a good smoky Scotch or a smoky Clarin or even a mezcal. Which, by the way, apparently people say it like that now. What happened to mezcal? Now it's mezcal. But I made that drink with the Haitian rum. They're both Haitian rum. I made that with Barbancourt and with the Clarin. I don't want to give away too much on the episode. Go back and listen to it if you want to hear the differences between those. But I do specify what the differences are. But I will tell you out front, I like the Clarin better in that drink, even though I don't generally care for that kind of rum. Later on in that month, we also had Kevin Crossman on from the Ultimate Mai Tai. Good dude. We correspond still on social media and email, things like that. That was when he released his article in Exotica Modern magazine, the de-evolution of the Hawaiian Mai Tai. And now that I'm also published in that magazine, we are kind of like alum, I think, a little bit. We kind of bought. Good dude. I enjoyed talking to him. Next in May, I did the episode on Margaritaville. Now, I know this wasn't a classic tiki haunt, but I picked Margaritaville because of the tie to margaritas, and May is also Cinco de Mayo, tequila. Also, margaritas are my favorite drink, and May is my birthday month. I love Margaritaville. I'm a big fan of Buffett. I think he's a legend in his own time. I think he's a brilliant lyricist, author, just a creator in general. So there's that. There will be more of those coming as far as focusing more on tiki places. But I don't just want to go online and copy someone else's research. I want to do something where I get to talk to the people about the places. Now, obviously, I can't do that for places that aren't there anymore, but we all know about the Beachcombers. We all know about the Trader Vic's. I do want to do the Luau. I do want to hit a couple of these big ones. But there are places now that I could, I want to talk to the guys from Suffering Bastard. I want to talk to the guys from Tropics down in Cocoa Beach. I want to talk to the guys from Three Dots and a Dash. These are places that are popping up, and now that I would want to focus on some of those as well as the classic ones too. July we did the Royal Hawaiian. That was a doozy of an episode. I wrote that episode while I was quarantined in my room with COVID. That sucked. Right in the middle of July and August, I caught COVID, like in the heat of the sun, the best part of the summer. So, but I do love that drink. I love gin in a tiki drink, and I love doing the research on the Royal Hawaiian because it's another one of those things. Not only did I get to go to Kauai and see a lot of those historical places that we mentioned in there, but also there was upon doing this podcast, one of the things that sticks out to me the most is learning how many of these stories intertwine with each other. There's like a big Venn diagram of all these people and places and things, and you see the stars like Hemingway and the Errol Flynn's and the Hollywood stars. You get you have the bartenders like Harry Yees and the Trader Vic's and Don the Beachcombers and what's the other one? Having a brain fart. I always forget the guy's name. But the Egyptian guy that did the Suffering Bastard, Joe Shalom. And then you find out later that they, Conrad Hilton, and they open his things, and the crew and the Matson line, and they're all kind of at this time. This hotelier kind of bought this guy out, and then they hired this guy, and then he came here for a little while, and he made this drink here, and his time here might have influenced him here when he made this, and it's so kind of cool to put those things together and form a little bit of a broader picture, a rounder picture of the genre especially around the drinks, which is what I really love about it. After that, we did the Voodoo Grog. That was a product of the fact that I went to Trader Vic's in July. So that next month I did the Voodoo Grog, went all out, bought the Voodoo Grog mug, did the whole thing. That was a interesting drink. I would like to go back and revisit some of these. Maybe I'll do an episode where I go back and I revisit, like my drink of the year, like the year after, or pick out the ones that I'm not sure about, and then revisit them and redo them, and like I don't know. We'll see. When I run out of content and I need new things to do, I'll start going back and redoing episodes. But I would like to revisit that because I remember I was kind of torn on it. Like I liked it, but it's not something I would make all the time. But we'll go back and see that. September we did the Ray and Ting. That's a classic. I mean, yeah, I love Ray and Ting, right? I mean, I think it's it just. I think the biggest takeaway from that episode was you got to try to get Ting. If you got to go on Amazon and order it or whatever you got to do, you got to get Ting. It doesn't taste good with it. It doesn't taste right with anything else. That was September. October, we did 3 Dots and a Dash. That was a good drink. I want to go back and revisit that one too because I really enjoyed the flavor of that, but I feel like the one that came after that took that flavor to the next level and really solidified it, and that was November when we did the Nui Nui. The Nui Nui is probably one of my new favorite drinks of all time. I love the flavor profile. I was able to use that Cruzan single barrel, which I can't find anymore at the place I got it. If you can get it, stock up on it. It's like $30 a bottle. It's awesome. It takes the regular Cruzan flavor to like the next level, like butterscotch, creamy. And when you add it in that drink, it just all those flavors come through with a dark fruit apricot. Like it's so good. And it's not like it's not overly to where you can't. It's not overly tiki-fied to where you can't. People might not like too much of the exotic flavors. This is like a tiki-fied. It's like taking a regular rum punch to the next level. It's amazing. And but even if you can only find the regular Cruzan Dark, Cruzan Gold, still it's got a great flavor to it. It just takes it a little bit more creamy if you get the single barrel. And then December was the Christmas tradition. So that's what we did last year. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me stuff you want me to maybe cover in the new year, ideas, things like that. I do listen to all the ideas I get. Some of them are easier to accomplish than others, time-wise. But let's award the drink of the year. This was a toss-up. Because there are two drinks. The drink that I like the most did not get my vote for drink of the year. Damn, that's good. Shout out to Zaza Cuban Cafe in Orlando. Got those espresso beans from there. They're amazing in the mocha pot. I love a good strong cup of coffee. One of the things I loved about New York was that you could order a cup of coffee and it just comes strong and black. Like nobody around here makes, like if you go to a diner and get coffee, it's always too weak for me. Anyway, I digress. The Nui Nui was my favorite tasting drink of the year, hands down. But I have to say that I only made that drink for that episode. I will make more. In fact, come summertime, that is going to be my summertime tiki drink. I love that drink. But I have to say, the drink that I enjoyed making the most, the drink that I've drank the most throughout the year, both at bars and at home, the drink that is, because of its simplicity, yet its ease, but also its potency and its flavor, I have to say, going all the way back to the beginning of the year, the 2022 Pod Tiki Drink of the Year, as featured on the podcast, is the Navy Grog. It's classic. The Navy Grog is the classic. The Navy Grog, it's just, look, got my bottle of Hamilton Navy Grog rum right here from Beach Bum Berry. But honestly, that's a great rum by itself. But I enjoy, personally, I enjoy making it myself with the different kinds of rums in there. I really enjoy that. It's got there's so many riffs on it. The Ancient Mariner, all the different grogs. It's just the regular plain Beachcomber Navy Grog, the old school, is to me still the best. And it's classic and it's simple, and you can make it anytime. You can make it as strong as or weak as you want, depending on the rums. You guys know I like mine a little bit on the mediums. I like mine medium, as far as strength. I don't want to go overboard on. I don't want to get drunk off one drink, but I also enjoy that this drink is like a tiki drink for people, for men. You know, for men. Are we still allowed to say that? Are we allowed to? Hey, are we allowed to be men? Can we? Is that? I don't want to get canceled. So, okay, yeah, they're telling me that we are still allowed to be men. So, I'm joking. I don't care about any of that stuff. But it was meant for people who want a tiki drink but want to something a little bit stronger. Yeah, so there you go. That is my drink of the year for Pod Tiki, the Navy Grog. Won it! Oh, can you guys hear that? Can you just hear my cat hiss at the dog for chasing her around the room? This is the. I live in a menagerie of animals just running around. What else do we have here? Oh, the bars I went to this year. So of course my local bars for Tiki, Chopper, Pearl Diver. Pearl Diver, I think I like for different reasons. I think I like that bar a little bit better because it's not quite a tiki bar. It's kind of like a retro, postmodern, tropical paradise kind of bar. That's weird. But Chopper, our local tiki bar, it is had some great times there this year. Got to meet Jeff Berry for the second time, hang out with him a little bit. Got to meet Ed Hamilton. I'm not sure if he. I think he just looked right over me the whole time. That dude's like 7 feet tall. But yeah, that. What else have I done? Oh, got to go to starting back in the beginning of last year, Suffering Bastard down in Sanford, Florida, one of my all-time favorite tiki bars. Cannot wait to get back there so I can just go to that. I just want to go just to go to that bar. It's so amazing. I went to Aku Aku in downtown Orlando this year. That was another tiki bar that has great decor, but and great decor, great drinks. The drinks just weren't very traditional. Not the ones I had. I had a couple that the Mai Tai was, it was a great drink. It just didn't taste like a Mai Tai. The guy that was working behind the bar didn't really seem like he wanted to be there. And which kind of took away from the experience a little bit. But I had a buddy there with me, and we got to bullshit the whole time. I drank a Tiger Fucker, which is their signature drink. I didn't even realize I was wearing my Pearl Diver shirt right now. Daiquiris. So, yeah, but the decor in there is amazing. It's so cool. Straight up tiki all the way, complete with like the Maui head and everything, or the Easter Island head, I mean. Just great stuff. Good rums too. Good selection of rums. Didn't see any. I'm still on a venture to try to find Agricole in Florida. They say Total Wine has it, but I've never seen it there. So gotta be on the hunt for that. Not a tiki bar, but a big shout out to what's it called? The Bellhop, downtown Orlando, and Return of the Dak on Instagram. Dak spelled like daiquiri. Check him out. Great bartender. If you're in the Orlando area, check him out. We had a great conversation. He was really kind to Faith and I when we were down there, sitting and bullshitting with us as best he could amid the Friday night busyness. But that place is a wonderful place to go hang out. Great selection of spirits, great rums. I think they're linked up with Florida Rum Society, so if you're down there and you like those guys, you can deal with that. So what else? There was another one. I feel like I went to another one. The Tiki Chick in New York City, Upper West Side Manhattan. There's a bar called Tiki Chick, which was very nice. The staff there, it took them a minute to open up to me, but I think when I started talking about drinks and I told them that I had the podcast and what about they started opening up to me a little bit. Otherwise, I think I was just a creepy guy sitting there drinking tiki drinks by myself in the middle of December. But it was actually it was busy. The place was cool. They really did a good job of keeping the Manhattan vibe, but making it look like tiki exploded in there. Like some traditional, some nuance, like some new wave stuff. Like it was really cool, really special to go and chat with some of those bartenders and really experience a tropical vibe in the middle of Manhattan. It's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. Where are we at now? Oh, we're gonna go to out of those bars though. I'm a big fan of Christmas. I'm a big fan of Christmas and bar culture. I love Christmas and the bars. So what bar had the best Christmas this year? Well, I want to give it to Pearl Diver because they have an amazing holiday drink menu, amazing glassware and mugs, amazing setup, amazing decorations, and they still managed to make the drinks in a timely fashion that whatever their secret is for getting drinks out, I wish some of these other tiki bars around town would humbly try to learn from them because they do an incredible job of making sure the drinks come out and you're not waiting like 20 minutes for a drink. The Christmas menu is amazing. We had a short wait for a table, which was awesome. We sat at the bar for a while. There's about 6 of us. We met some friends out there. We had a great Christmas, a great holiday get together with some friends before Faith and I headed out for the holiday travels, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It was amazing. But I have to say, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna say Pearl Diver wins the best Christmas bar I went to this season. For all around. Drinks, service, decor, overall vibe, good time. There was another honorable mention, though, that I wanted to give it to, but really it's just for the decor. The drinks were awesome. The drinks were amazing, really craft cocktail, New York City cocktails, like amazing. But wasn't really Christmas-themed cocktails. It was just the regular cocktails, which are great. But the decor in this place, I'm talking about Oscar Wilde's in Chelsea, in Manhattan. This place looked like Christmas exploded inside. It looked like Santa's elves got drunk while they were decorating. It was amazing how much Christmas was in here. And if you know anything about Oscar Wilde, you know he was eccentric and flamboyant as it is. So his style was always a little bit, a little bit of that. But it was everywhere. It was just amazing the way they decorated this place. The place is amazing inside anyway. It looks like the inside of Oscar Wilde's head would look, you know. It's amazing. So definitely shout out to those guys for the Christmas bars of the year. What else we got on the list here? Nothing really else to cover. My albums of the year. I want to say I've been listening a lot to Hyrie. She had a new album out this year, but my favorite one that I've been listening to a lot, not necessarily from this year, but Hyrie's Sugar Shack Sessions. That's a great live album from her. That's amazing. Also, The Movement. Got to see them live a few weeks ago, before, where was it? I think it was before Thanksgiving, so a month ago, 2 months ago. Got to see them. Their new album, oh crap, I'm blanking on the name of the album, but their last couple of albums have been amazing, so check them out. And then, bringing it back to my country Nashville roots, I've been listening a lot to that new Miranda Lambert album, Palomino. That's a great, great album. Check that out. I love checking out the surf rock vibes that are usually come in the front of the Exotica Modern magazine. I veer closer to the Exotica music. I'm a big fan of Exotica music, but surf music I don't really know. I'm not in that world. I don't hate it. It has its place on my playlists. I got it on my Tiki playlists, but I don't know anything about it or the people in it. It's not something I would put on in the car. It's a lot sometimes. But it kind of reminds me of like that Reverend Horton Heat stuff, which from back in the day. And I think I kind of burned myself out on that, although I do still love him. It's got like a very surf rock has like a very rockabilly kind of vibe to me, which I like. It just can be a bit much at times for me. So, what else? I need book recommendations that are non-tiki. I have all the tiki books that I can read right now, and the ones that I don't have, I know about them. I need to get them. I know about which ones I need to get. What I'm looking for is classic Prohibition era books on cocktails, or about Prohibition era cocktails. I'm looking for classic ones, older books, and newer books about classic drinks. I want to learn more and more and more about the pre-tiki. What led up to this, and what led up to everything, really. So if you guys got any book recommendations, please let me know about that. You can shoot them to me. I'll go over all the info at the end. The last thing I want to touch on is we have grown exponentially in the last year. Wow. The listenership blows me away. Please keep interacting. I love hearing you guys send me Instagram messages and Facebook messages, comments and likes and subscribes. They all help grow, and I want this to be a community effort. So please keep reaching out to me. And if I can do anything better, let me know. I don't care about criticism. I'm a writer. I've been rejected my whole life. So just let me know. And what else? Based on the new numbers, I am open to looking for sponsorships. If anybody wants to jump on as a sponsor, I'm going to do it very professional, very classy. We will talk about all that stuff, offline when the opportunity comes. I think that's pretty much all. I'm also not going to promote anything I don't believe in, or haven't tried, or haven't, or that is not a good product. So I'm not talking about all that stuff you get on Instagram that wants you to try their freaking, their weird stuff. I'm looking for actual tiki related sponsorships. Anybody who wants to be promoted on the show, we are in that listenership range now. So reach out to me if you're interested, and we are actively looking for that. I can promise you our rates are extremely cheap because I'm just starting out, and get in now and see what happens. We're all going to grow together, right? That's it. Please continue to follow Pod Tiki, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You can always follow us on Instagram at pod_tiki. Follow me at rum_poet. We're also on Facebook. Instagram is where you're going to find the most stuff, but I'm trying to do more and more on Facebook. So there's that. You can always reach out to us by instant messenger on those platforms. Slide up in my DMs. And let me see. What else? What am I forgetting? Oh, check out Surfside Sips if you want to save 20% off your order. Put Pod Tiki, all one word, all caps. That'll save you on that. If you want some classic or custom glass strawware, though they are amazing. Andrew's a cool dude as well. What else? YouTube. Please follow, subscribe. If you're just finding this on YouTube, please subscribe, tell a friend, share it. We need to get our viewership up so we can start going live. We're almost there, guys. I should have wrote down some more plugs. I forgot them all. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm not going to ramble. I'm just going to, I'm going to take us, and we're just going to go back inside the mug, and I guess I'll see you guys at the next episode. I don't know. Stella, you want to come make an appearance? Come here, girl. Come here. You want to say Happy New Year to everybody? Oh, come on. Happy New Year. You want to go inside the mug? Nope, she doesn't want to go inside the mug. It's just us, guys. All right, see you next time. Peace. Keep it tiki.